right, so I want to talk about this vector. R of t is t in the x direction, t squared in the y direction, and 0 in the z direction. And we want to find out the normal vector of with respect to t of this vector. And so first we have to find the tangent of the vector. So the tangent at t of this vector r of t is going to be equal to r of t prime over the magnitude of r of t prime. Okay, so if I look at r of r prime of t, and the derivative with respect to t is 1, that is 2t, and that is 0. And now if we look at the magnitude of r of t, that is going to be equal to the square root of 1 squared plus 2t squared plus 0 squared. And so when we simplify that, we get 1 plus 4, the square root of 1 plus 4t squared. Okay, and so now we need to look at our t of t, and that is going to be 1 over the square root of 1 plus 4t squared times the vector 1, 2t, 0. All right, and so now we need to take the derivative of t. And so it's important now that I look at each component. So here, this is going to be d dt, and now I'm going to have 1 plus 4t squared to the negative 1/2, and that's going to be d dt of 2t 1 plus 4t squared to the negative 1/2, and of course 0. So what I am going to do is I am going to work with each component. That is my x component, my y component, and I'm going to find the derivative with respect to t. So what is the dt of 1 plus 4t squared negative 1/2? So I am going to do some scratch work here, some substitution. U is equal to 1 plus 4t squared. Du is going to be equal to 8t. So here, I'm going to bring down this when I have u negative 1/2. So that is just going to be a negative 1/2 u to the negative 3/2, right? And then I'm going to have this du. But what is that? That's going to be -1/2. Then I'm going to plug in 4t squared. I have -3/2. And then I have 8t. So these are gonna cancel, and I am going to have a -4 t over 1 plus 4t squared. And now that is going to be positive. So that is just for the x component. Now I need to look at the y component. And I am going to look at d dt of 2t times 1 plus 4t squared -1/2. And so now if u is equal to 1 plus 4t squared, then du is equal to 8t. But we have 2t here. So we can multiply, we can divide that out. And rewrite this as 2t times 4. And so I'm going to do the same thing here that I did there, bring the -1/2. Now, because this is the middle j term, this sign is negative. We're going to multiply that by negative, and it's going to become positive. So then you have 1 plus 4t squared to the -3/2. But now you're going to multiply that by the 4 because you have the 2t. And that's going to cancel to give us 2. 1 plus 4t squared to the -3/2, which is going to be 2 over 1 plus 4t squared to the 3/2. Okay, so now we have our t prime. That is going to be a -4t over 1 plus 4t squared to the 3/2, comma, 2, 1 plus 4t squared to the 3/2, comma, and then of course for the z component is 0. So now that we have t prime, we have to remember that we're looking for the normal of t. So that's going to be t prime over the magnitude of t prime. So I have t prime t, and I want to calculate that magnitude. So I'm going to erase this here. We're going to erase all of this. And this is what we got for the tangent vector. But we need to calculate the magnitude of that tangent vector, the derivative. So we know the direction of that. Okay? So now, what do we want? We want n of t, which is equal to the derivative of the tangent vector as a function of t over the magnitude of that derivative of the tangent function vector as a function of t. So let's go into trying to calculate this. We know that t prime of t, the magnitude is going to be the square root of a negative 4t over 1 plus 4t squared 3/2 squared plus 2 over 1 plus 4t squared to the 3/2. And we're going to square all of this. And we're going to add on 0 squared, but we don't need to write that. So here we have the square root of 16t squared over 1 plus 4t squared cubed plus 4 over 1 plus 4t squared cubed. And I'm dropping the halves there because halves and squared are reciprocal functions. So now this is going to be 16t plus 4 over 1 plus 4t squared cubed. And now we're taking the square root of that. And here, let me make sure I get the t out. I can pull out a 4 there, and I get 4t plus 1 squared for the top. And then for the bottom, I get 1 plus 4t squared cubed. And then there is the square root over that, so that is that. So now the square root, I want to rewrite that as t to the 1/2. Okay, so now this is looking pretty because 4t squared plus 1 plus 4t squared are the same. I can just look at this and get 4 times 1 plus 4t squared to the 1/2 minus 3/2. And let me erase that here. space. 4 times I took the 4 out, and then there was a square root. That 4 should have a square root on top of it. So that is going to be 2 times, and now we have 1 plus 4t squared to the negative 2 over 2, which is just equal to 2 over 1 plus 4t squared. So this is our magnitude. So now we can calculate our n of t. So n of t is going to be our vector that we have here, which is going to be a negative 4t over 1 plus 4t squared to the 3 halves. And then you're going to have 2 over 1 plus 4t squared to the 3 halves. Then you're going to have 0. Now, that's going to be over 2 divided by 1 plus 4t squared. And so again, I need to work with these individually, the components, the x, the y, or the I and the j, in order to get the calculation. So I'm going to look at negative 4t over 1 plus 4t squared to the 3 halves times 1 plus 4t squared over 2. That is going to turn into a negative 2. That's going to turn into 1. So this is 2 over 2. So this is going to be equal to negative 2t, 1 plus 4t squared, 2 over 2 minus 3 over 2, which is equal to negative 2t. And that is going to be 1 plus 4t squared, negative 1 half. So we'll just write that as negative 2t over 1 plus 4t squared. And we'll put that square root sign. This is going to be our x component. Now, what about the y? Let's circle that, and let's go back here and do this arithmetic. So we have 2 over 1 plus 4t squared to the 3 halves. Excuse my dog, he is overly excited about the people who are walking their dogs. And you're going to multiply that by 1 plus 4t squared over 2. So cancel those out. again, this is like 2 over 2 because that's 1, so that is just 1 plus 4t squared to the 2 over 2 minus 3 over 2, which is equal to 1 plus 4t squared to the negative 1/2, which is equal to 1 over 1 plus 4t squared, and we have the square root. So this is our y or I component. This is our x component, and our z component is going to be 0. So then we can write n of t as equal to a negative 2t over the square root of 1 plus 4t squared, comma, 1 over the square root of 1 plus 4t squared, comma, 0. All right, now we're told that we're to evaluate it at t is equal to 1, so n of 1 is going to be a negative 2 over 1 plus 4, comma, 1 over square root of 1 plus 4, t squared, 1 squared, 0. So our answer, when we simplify everything, is going to be n of 1 is equal to negative 2 square root 5, comma, 1 square root 5, and 0. And by the way, this answer was not available in your quiz. The answer that was available was 2 over square root of 5, 1 over 5. That's what was supposed to be the correct answer. I noticed that only 5 people chose the 2 over square root 5, negative 1 square root 5, 0 answer, which is the answer that quizzes had correct, but that was an error. And the error here is, of course, when we first worked this out, we got the negative term, but for the middle term, my challenge was multiplying by the negative number, and that's where my error came in when I was initially loading the answers. So I hope me going through this helps you to understand how we got the answer. This is not a hard process. You first calculate r prime, use that to get the tangent vector, then you take the derivative of the tangent vector to get direction. And once you do that, you take the derivative of the tangent vector over the magnitude of the derivative of the tangent vector, and that's going to give you the normal vector. And then finally, you evaluate the normal vector at t equals 1. Thank you.